I wanted to play some game. A moment like this. Iran made namelo. Take boom camera. Right, they oh my god, they got hair. AI Jesus, yo. Man, people, man. Okay, you know what? Fuck it, bro. Nuke the whole fucking shit. Nuke the whole AI thing. Man. I don't like it anymore. It, it. Mm, prayers to people who have lost their lives from sincerely. Prayers to y'all. Easy out here. Think health first. Safe position because some people don't really give a fuck whether you're breathing or not. Fact is, how we got brought up by our mothers into this world don't wear clothes. What I'm saying is, if you think to feel secured from this heat or weather or anything, do it.
through their hard work and sacrifice. That's right. And when criminals defraud these programs, they're not just committing theft. They're driving up our national deficit and threatening 37 trillion, by the way, the long-term viability of healthcare for seniors, disabled Americans, and our most vulnerable citizens. Also the seizure of cash, as well as luxury vehicles and properties, returning real money to American taxpayers and to our government healthcare programs. National criminal organizations engaging in increasingly sophisticated and complex criminal schemes that defraud the American healthcare system. To disincentive for these people that is extreme enough to where they will be afraid to do this. Because I feel like the problem is that a lot of people with like a lot of these white collar crimes, they don't really get any, like nothing really ever happens to them, right? And so because nothing ever really happens to them, they just keep doing it. No one's scared to do fraud? Well, I'm not saying necessarily death penalty, right? I mean, I'm not saying not. I'm just saying you gotta do something. As part of this takedown, we've identified and charged defendants operating from Russia, Eastern Europe, Pakistan, and other foreign countries. Yep. Created our healthcare system.
I just realized
American taxpayer dollars.
I don't need to answer anything.
That's just one example. We dismantled a scheme involving.
It's crazy that I'm just saying, like, I just realized. This realization came way before me stating it.
And submitted more than $10 billion in fraudulent healthcare claims to Medicare.
Yeah, I have
These
it.
perpetrators used the stolen identities of more than 1 million Americans. This is one of the really big components that a lot of people don't understand as a second order effect of a lot of crime and especially illegal immigration, is that identity fraud and identity theft is one of the prime drivers for a lot of identity fraud and identity theft is illegal migration and these types of systems. To that federal agents intercepted and arrested key members of that organization at U.S. airports and the U.S.-Mexico border, cutting off their intended escape routes. Organizations using the American healthcare programs as their personal piggy bank are over. Thank God. Criminal charges against 74 defendants, including criminals who fueled America's deadly opioid crisis. If you are coordinating with foreign interests and foreign people in order to defraud your government, I think that's treason. I do. I think that's treason. And why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Why not? Why can't we have a little bit of fun? Why are we not able to have fun anymore? Your country is a poor judgment. These are an example designed to exploit Americans struggling with addiction while enriching the very people who were duty bound to help them heal. Of course. To prescribe the necessary opioids. We dismantled networks of corrupt pharmacies that existed. Well, you've got to keep in mind that, like, one of the reasons why they're prescribing a lot of this stuff is because these doctors get kickbacks. And as long as the doctors continue to get kickbacks and rewards for this, this problem is going to continue to grow and get worse. So if you
Holy
really want to
shit.
stop this problem, you have to cut off and you have to turn off the faucet. You have to look at why does the system that we have create these outcomes? Because it's great that we're going to get these guys and hopefully they go to jail and hopefully they get punished. But that's not really like that is a victory for today, right? It's about winning the battle. I'd much rather win the war, is what I'm really trying to say. The problem is the policy that creates an apparatus for this to continue happening.
Fuck.
Because it's not like this is going to stop happening tomorrow. Even if there's a high punishment for it, people will still do it. Solely to
Turning the fan on.
no, feeding the addiction
Can I even
that
think?
has devastated so many American communities. Trust. Yep. And under my leadership, the criminal division will prosecute these criminals as aggressively as we would any drug dealer. Treason. Do treason. 4. Many of the defendants charged as part of this takedown specifically targeted our most vulnerable citizens. This is a very common thing, and people might not be aware of this. I learned about it from, I think, a Mark Rober video, is that a lot of scam callers, they know old people are retarded. And because of that, the first question they ask is, are you over 65 years old? And if they answer yes, then they continue the call. And if they answer no, they just hang up. Because they assume if somebody's like 59, well, they might know how computers work and this just isn't going to go anywhere. That's it.
Kind of screwed up, right?
Exactly. And again, guys, we're getting back to basics with this. If you watch a lion chase down a pack of gazelles, do you want to know the gazelles that get left behind? The ones that are over 65 years old, comparatively. That's right. And the ones that are disabled. For example, our prosecutors charged 7 defendants, including 5 medical professionals, in connection with approximately $1 billion in fraudulent claims to Medicare and other healthcare benefit programs for performing medically unnecessary skin grafts on dying patients as they were seeking to spend their final days with dignity. Publicize the trials of years. Public executions.
There is where I have to draw a line and say, fuck you, bro. What's wrong with you? Public execution. 1,500, bro. What the fuck? Even boycott Asmon Gold, bro. The shit that he's saying, I know maybe not. It's not made for kids. It'll be crazy, but I'm pretty sure online people, the amount of people that are watching his shit are kids. Known for gaming, and all these gamers are they racked up their freaking subs by gaming. Now he's asking for public execution. Like, what the fuck is it? Oh, yeah. Public execution. You know how traumatic that is for people to experience being decapitated just in front of you.
For being with us today as we are excited to talk about the largest
He said, "Bring back public
seizure
execution."
of fentanyl in the history of the sheriff's office. And this is all about remarkable work into drug cartels in Mexico. But let me introduce to you First and foremost, our prosecutor, Brian Haas, state attorney for the 10th Judicial Circuit, the finest prosecutor not only in the state of Florida but anywhere in the United States. We also have Austin Leal from Auburndale Police Department with us today, Terry Story with us, Mark Britnell from FDLE, and he's going to also speak today. And Sheely, who's a supervisor. We have Javier Lopez from Border Patrol with us, Michael Garland from HSI,
They got
Jim
29
Hill,
pounds
US Postal Inspection
seized.
Service. Why do I list them? Because when you
Yeah,
do
I just want to let
investigations of this
them speak
magnitude,
their story.
no single
But
agency
they
can
got
successfully do it.
65
It takes us all working
pounds of
together.
fentanyl. Okay.
And let me underscore that there's no light between any of us. We're shoulder to shoulder to protect from this
Fentanyl.
evil drug, fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
And I want to highlight before I start giving you the details, and I'm going to give you a 30,000-foot deep view of this, because obviously there will be other investigations into these cartels. But I want to give you an example. Between 2018 and 2020, people died of fentanyl overdose deaths in the United States.
There's a lot.
Did you hear what I said? On your fingers and toes. And 40,000 people in the United States
340,000
died
people.
of fentanyl overdose between 2018 and 2023. That. Why it's important to recognize that is simply this. Do you see in the United States up in arms about that? Anyone? We've got a crisis on our hands. Do you have an
Do you think
epidemic
that
on our
people...
hands? Do you see it leading the evening news? And the answer is no. Well, in fact, we do have a crisis.
It
When
is.
340,000 people have died in 5 years in the United States of America from this. What would we be doing if 340,000 people died from the food served in the cafeterias at elementary schools?
I guess
For
nothing.
that period of time. How would we react? How would we react if 340,000 people died in county jails from us feeding bad food? The story and unelected, there would be congressional investigations. Every state would be
Who actually cared?
But yet we pretty much sat silent while 340,000 people in the... And where does the fentanyl come from? It's coming across our southern border. Now, the good news is some drop in that. Since these investigations have occurred, we've seen back to where I started. Simply this. We all work together to protect people and keep people alive and safe. And the Jalisco cartel.
There
The
is more.
Sinaloa cartel
There
has
is
been
more.
weakened some with the arrest of its leadership. They're working together some with the Jalisco cartel, which is the two drug trafficking organizations in Mexico. The national criminal enterprises. These people, and whether or not they So we start out with these two groups. Dangerous people delivering a very dangerous drug. This is not the only drug that they deal with, but we're going to focus on fentanyl today. Review. It started in July of 24 with a fentanyl pill investigation. 24th to January of 25, there were 8 kilos of fentanyl pills, or 80,000 pills, that came in from Phoenix. They came from Mexico to Phoenix and ultimately to us. There were 6 operations during this total time with about 8 kilos of drugs that were seized. On 28th, 25, we seized 4 more kilos, 40,000 more pills. It was delivered by Regina
Jalisco,
of the
Jalisco
Sinaloa
cartel.
Wat als je een volledige bank in je broekzak houdt, maar een standaard betaalrekening gewoon gratis is?
I'm smelling food. Who's
So
cooking?
these are the 2 representatives we arrested from the Sinaloa cartel. These are the folks that were assigned to the Jalisco cartel. So we ultimately arrested her for delivering 4 kilos of fentanyl pills, and she delivered those to Lakeland, Florida. Arrested on June the 19th in Maricopa, Arizona. Maricopa County, Arizona. And then there was Adrian Munga. He flew to pick up the cash for the 4,000 pills. Transactions, we seized
So
35
bring
pounds
us, bring
of fentanyl
us
pills,
the rest.
or about 160,000 pills. Now, one pill at 160,000 hits, but that's not enough. The good when you buy these fentanyl pills that, hey, if you're used to it, don't take more than a half pill, or we suggest you start with a quarter of a pill. Experienced doper, it'll kill you. Mexico, there's no quality control over this, so you don't know how powerful this pill is. But 160 pills. Operation was totally separate. It was not pills. It was all powder, all bricked up. From traffickers out of Mexico, not related to the pill side. Investigations started past my notes here because we took the off, and then we started working with 2025 on the powdered operation. And we worked from a Alberto Diaz to Tampa to Bartow. Oh, by the way, he brought his daughter with him. The 2 of them were involved in transport.
What are you doing?
We learned that they transported for the Jalisco operation and also picked up money. We found out that Gloria Trujillo Duquesne, she Mexico. She was the money person for the cartel. Her job was to do the finance. In addition to that, we had a cousin to Miguel who brought 5 kilos in. Immigration hole for violating her permit to come 25 miles inside the U.S. border. Ended up here. Five-mile limit. On April 28th, we got 5 kilos from Mexico. And how are they delivering it to us? That's right. So when you see someone on the side of the road, maybe putting a new battery in their car, you think to yourself,
That's crazy. That's
they've got a
sick.
bad battery, get another one. Well,
That's
what we
some
know
next
is
level
5
fucking bro.
kilos
What
of
the
fentanyl
fuck?
will go in this
In
battery.
batteries.
Now, let me tell you this.
Car batteries,
The
man.
battery still works, okay?
Get the
So
fuck
they
out
made
of
the
here.
battery so that it cranks the car. It actually works, and then they just take the battery out, deliver the battery to you.
That is
You
slick.
think it's a
That is
battery,
actually
they're
fucking
gonna
slick.
take it in to exchange it. They put another battery in the car. Well, in fact, they've delivered 5 kilos. 4th, we get cases. The Auburndale police were vital in this operation, and we seized another pounds of pure fentanyl.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what the fuck pure fentanyl is. I know it's drug.
We loop all of these folks in.
Terrible
as
drug.
couriers of the
Don't
drugs,
touch it.
or financiers to pick up the money, or transport people, and we seized a overdose and kill 14.5 million people.
Yeah.
Let me say that again.
14.5 million.
And our agents.
64 pounds that will kill 14.5 million people. Why would you even move that, man?
Or think of it this way. We seized enough drugs to overdose and kill everyone in the state of
Why?
Ohio. Or in Pennsylvania. And have drugs to kill people left over. In doing the handle this stuff, let alone the violence and the guns and all the other issues they have to traverse in large-scale investigation. You understand why our detectives from the state are not. But the reason is 1,000 people that died because these people were greedy and wanted money. And they didn't care that you died between 2018 and 2023. We out of people would have died with this 60 drugs had it that these people and they didn't care about you or your loved ones or your children.
Stay safe. That's all I gotta say. We gotta end it over there.